Hello. Hi, everybody out there. Welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. Thanks for joining. We're going to start up in a moment or two. Just waiting for a few more folks to jump in to the stream, jump into chat, see what's going on. So we'll give them a few moments to do that before we start diving in to working on our Wing Gundam Zero, which is the build we've been doing. We're making some progress while we wait for a few more folks to pop in. I'll show you what's going on there. Zorbs, thanks for throwing in that Bear Cave tweet there, or sorry, chat message of the Bear Cave. So this is, we'll look at this for a little bit here while we wait for a few more people to join up. This is what we're working with the Wing Gundam Zero. We've got our arms done. I dropped a piece, found that. Got our arms together, got our chest together, got our head all assembled. We're going to start working on the bottom torso. I've done a little bit of work on that while I was waiting for the stream. And then we'll work on the legs and then the wings. And then we'll start our next project. Thanks for popping in. Feel free to hop into chat whenever you'd like. If you haven't followed already, give us a follow. I'll say this. You have till October 2nd to save half off on your first month of subscribing. If you want to subscribe, you get the emote, the Bear Cave emote, because you've joined the Bear Cave. And you'd be directly supporting me on the stream, and any money I make off the stream goes to buying more kits like this Gundam kit that I bought. I'll put links later in the chat. I got my very first thing in my mailbag. I put that up on YouTube. I got, we'll talk about it later as well, but I got this X-Wing Starfighter. Oh, H-Bomb and Friends, that's Harold. Harold, thank you so much for subscribing. Harold, that's so nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. I would say this, so an anonymous follower of these streams sent me this, and we're going to build that in a bit because it's pretty much identical to Pose Boosted, which we just did not too long ago. We're going to go back over here to the main building area. So because we just did that, let me adjust this. Great. Because we just built that not too long ago, we're going to wait a little while since it's almost identical of a build. So we will get to it. Don't worry. Harold, thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate that. I'm going to refresh something right now before we start getting too deep in, because that can't be right, and I want to make sure that all this is right. Great. Okay. All right. So we're good. Everything's looking great. I apologize. One-man band, as they say. Thank you so much for subscribing. I very, very much appreciate it, Harold. It's very nice of you. But yeah, so yeah, if you want to subscribe till October 2nd, you get half off because I have been an affiliate for a month, which means that the people that the very first day use their Twitch token to subscribe expired like last night. And so suddenly I was like, oh, I'm down 3 subscribers. Oh, no. And that'll happen over the next couple of days as people who use their Twitch Prime coin have to renew it themselves. If you're spending money, you auto-renew, and it's cool. Harold, thanks so much for popping in. I appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. It'll be up on YouTube a couple hours after. All right, so I'm going to put this mouse away so we were not looking at my mouse. We got a good shot of what we're working with here. So let's get into it, y'all. We are working on this Gundam Wing, the Gundam Wing Gundam Custom. Stupid to say like that. You can say the Gundam Wing Death Scythe, but saying the Gundam Wing Gundam Custom is silly. We're going to put this aside. We got our snipper clips. I've already assembled a few pieces. We are working on our crotch area, torso, back area here. The bottom of the kit. I already assembled a little bit because I was getting anxious. So what happens a lot is on, let's say, Tuesday or so, hello, Suncrates, Socrates, thank you for joining. Thanks for being in the chat. What ends up happening around Tuesday is I get really anxious about building, and I start really wanting to. So when I do all my setup on Thursday, I end up building a little bit off stream. Okay, so we've done this. We're going to work on the front part of our armor for our crotch area here, the lower body. So we need some A pieces and some B pieces and one D piece. So we'll get our A, we'll get our B, and we'll get our D. I'm just going to pop out the D piece right now so I can put this sheet away. We're almost done with the sheet completely, which is always a good feeling. I'm excited. I love this kit. I'm excited to keep working on it and to finish it up. The one I have on deck, which will not, as I said, not be that X-Wing. I have another Gundam on deck. Very excited about that as well. It is kind of it's a little bit of a deep cut, so I'm excited for that. As always, this is like, the one that people know. If people that only know a little bit about Gundam from watching Toonami and Adult Swim know about Gundam Wing. And because this is the main Gundam from the show, this is the one that's most easily identifiable, because it's also the one that is similar in a way to the main Gundam. Like every series has a Gundam that takes cues off the original show. It pays tribute to, is reminiscent of, is occasionally like a reintroduction. So the wings are rad as hell. They're really. I'll pull up the pieces in a second. Let me pull these up here. So there's a lot of pieces to them. There's a lot of like main parts of the wing. There's like two main parts of the wings. Here, I put these aside because we are not getting to them. Maybe we might not get them to today. So there's like two main segments and then a bunch of small segments, and then a whole lot of these, which are rubber, which is very cool. And it makes a really interesting effect. The feathers, which is what those are supposed to be, look very cool. I love how the feathers look. Oops, there we go. My head's really in the corner today. So my setup, some people have asked me why it's slightly different every time, is because I'm in my bedroom right now. So I have a table and I have all the pieces that I use, and then I set everything up on Thursday, and then I leave it up until I'm done on Saturday, and then tear it down. So every Thursday I'm kind of like redoing how it looks, which is why week to week it's slightly different. That's just a little behind the scenes for y'all. Okay, so we'll do that. Yeah, okay, great. All right. So yeah, so that's then as I said, next Thursday, I'll mention it several times during the week. We will not be at our normal stream time next Thursday. I will be doing an earlier time because I will have an improv show later in that night, while I actually, when I'm starting to stream normally on a Thursday. At this time next week, I'll be improvising on stage, or we'll be running very late with the show and we haven't gotten out the air. But hopefully we'll run on time. So that's where we're at right there. I'll be doing a 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. stream next Thursday. So if you Eastern time. So if you have afternoon availability, you can tune in. Of course, if you can't be there live, like all my other episodes, I will record it locally, and then I will upload it to my YouTube, which is Pat Baer. Give that a follow if you aren't already following my YouTube. All right, so this little piece here, there's a certain way that it sits, and I'm trying to figure that out. Towards the back. I think that's how it wants to go. Yes. All right, great. Got that. All right, and then that just goes on here, looks like. Okay. Pretty straightforward. This is coming together pretty fast, pretty easy. All right, it's Thursday, which means that latest episodes of my shows aired on Tuesday, and so we can talk some anime. And the two shows that I've been watching completely, frequently, consistently, we're going to put this aside. We're going to start working on our feet now, our legs and feet. The shows that I've been watching like consistently have both ended. Last week, Restaurant to Another World ended. It's probably only season because it didn't sound like it was super popular in the world, but maybe it was, and I just wasn't hearing that. But I don't think we'll see more of that. And then this week, two of my shows ended. To the anime that I watch on Crunchyroll, the first episode, the 12th episode of New Game Plus, which was the second season of New Game, that ended, and then the first season, I should say, the first season of In Another World with my cell phone. Sorry, In Another World with my smartphone, not cell phone. Smartphone. They're similar in names. So one thing you should notice here if you're looking, you're playing along, is the G Gundam builds that we were working on had rubber feet, and these are plastic, which is other than the need for screws, one of the main differences between those two styles of kits. Even though they're both master grade kits, there's a difference. All right, so we're going to snap that into place. That's in place. Great. Now we're going to work on building up all the pieces here. We're going to do some PCF. Okay, so my two anime ended. New Game, I will say, overall, I did not like this second season as much as the first season. There was some really cool character development, but more to the point, the introduction of the two new characters, I did not care about those new characters, and they had a lot to do in the show, which was at the expense of some of the minor characters, which is always a bummer because they're like trading off the characters I like for characters I don't like as much. And so that was a bummer. And I will say, I had a new appreciation for the minor character Yoon. Yoon is, I didn't really get a good beat on her other than she was like kind of fashionable and so often the voice of reason. But yeah, I didn't like love Yoon or anything. In this season, I liked her more. Also, there was more development with the many female relationships in the show. We got a lot more of those, and seeing if those feelings are real. Like two characters get referred to as lovebirds, and at least one of them doesn't seem particularly unhappy about that. And it was nice. It was a nice little payoff. So I expect there'll be a third season. I think that show is rad. But I don't know for sure if we're going to see more of that show. But I'd like to see more of it. I think overall it is a very cool show. And I'm a broken record on this, but there's something really interesting and engaging about watching a show where there are no male characters at all. That's something really cool and unique. Especially, well, speaking of unique, we'll talk about the last episode 12 of the first season of the other anime that I kind of been watching. It's a little bit of a guilty pleasure because I don't think it's particularly great, but that's In Another World with my smartphone, which I've been talking about, off and on for a bit, and how that show is, it's just a male power fantasy show, but it's not. There's only like one thing that like episode maybe 10, I think is kind of like gross, like the beach episode where you're like, all right, you fuckers, okay. But for the most part, it's pretty harmless. I will say this though. So, on the plus side, In Another World with my cell phone, I give them huge amount of props and credit for doing something that you don't often see in anime, which is, it is a harem show, right? but it's a harem show where they talk about their feelings. Most of the time in a show where there's a main guy and a lot of ladies, there's usually one lady and you're like, oh, that's the couple that ends up together. We all know that. We all can see that coming. But in this show, the main probably love interest isn't too like much ahead of the other characters. In that she declares her love early on and the other characters don't. But end of the episode 11, one of the other characters is like, hey, I love you. And then the final, a couple other characters are like, yeah, I also love you. And it's interesting. Like, there's a huge cop out, obviously, because they don't want to resolve anything in the first season. But I will give them a lot of props for even attempting to talk about the elephant in the room in all shows like that, which is, well, is this cool guy gonna choose one of these people to be with? So props to that. On the negative side, In Another World with My Cell Phone introduces an incredibly cool character, an amazingly cool character in the last episode that I'm like, wait, what's up with this character? I'd love to know more. No, we can't? No? Okay, fine. So that's stupid. And then there's a character I don't know anything about, and maybe that's going to be a lot of the second season, is a new male character makes an appearance in the show. And you're like, oh, maybe this will have something to do with something. But that character is in the opening video, the credits, the opening song video. So that character we've seen for 12 episodes in the opening, just like be around. And it's like, fuck you. Like, don't put that character in there if you're not going to do anything with that character the entire show. I think that's bullshit. That was some grade A, stupid shit. This is G, right? Yes. G17. Great. So yeah, so that made me pretty furious because I kept waiting to find out who this character was, because by the looks of him, I had guessed he was a character in a similar situation to our main character, that he had died and that God moved him to another world, but let him keep the knowledge he had of his world. That was my assumption based on, just looking at the character. And so I'm pretty annoyed with that. All right, so we got one foot. We're going to build a leg, then we'll go back to the other on the other side. So as with all these builds, the legs are two major sections, and then like an ankle, and then the foot. So we'll put the foot aside, and we'll get to building our leg pieces. So that's it. I'm like, those two shows, man, I don't know. I know that Food Wars is coming back in October, so I know that's one of my new shows that I'll be watching. So I'm excited to have that. From this season that I never gave a fair shot to, that I'm now giving a fair shot to, I'm about 6 episodes into Knights and Magic. Now that's Knight, singular, apostrophe S, and Magic, which is terrible. That should not be the name. But yeah, oh, these are all E pieces. Okay, let's get to building. I'm going to make sure that I'm pulling the right pieces out, and I'm not pulling pieces for the other leg, so I'm going to try to be a little careful with that. But yeah, so those are Food Wars I'm looking forward to. I like that show a lot. I like the competitive nature of it. I thought the second plate, as they said, the second season was pretty good. And seeing those characters. I'm interested a little bit to see if they're going to do anything with the love story, because there are characters that seem to like each other. So maybe that will be a thing. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do that. If they're going to do any will they, won't they nonsense. I like that in my anime. I'm not opposed to it. It's a little fun in Knights and Magic, because the the childhood friend of the main character is like clearly, obviously in love, and he is oblivious to it because he pretty much only cares about robots, making giant robots. That's the thrust of the show, is like using magic to make robots. It's pretty good. Knights and Magic. I'm pretty into it. I will not be finishing A Centaur's Life, which is my biggest disappointment of this season, was that show wasn't good, because it's like a high school in a world where there's only like different kinds of monsters. So I thought it was going to be like, oh, a school drama, but like with monster stuff. That's cool. And it wasn't that. It reported to be that, but it was actually mostly about like this weird like utopian society that's not a utopian society, and how like political correctness has run amok. It was weird. It was not what I was expecting from a show that in the very first moment of that show is a centaur kissing a I forget what it was. I forget if it was like a goat demon. Yeah, I think it was like a female centaur and a female goat demon kiss in the very first moment of that show. And I was like, okay, fuck yeah. So I was expecting something a little different than what we got. So yeah, that show bummed me out. Okay. So we've got parts of our leg here. Let me know if you're watching anything, or hey, we haven't done this yet. It's 8:24 and we haven't talked about it yet. People watching this live, are you building anything? Doing any model kit painting? Are you editing stuff? Are you working on making pieces of paper look like old documents, which has happened? Let me know if you're doing anything in the stream. I love hearing about it. So please let me know. Looks like some of this is a little tricky. There's a few pieces here that look a little weird, so I'm not going to, take forever on it, but I will take my time a little bit. PCD, PCD, E2, okay. Yeah, so let me know. As Zorbs, you said a while ago, and I was on a rant there, so I apologize for not commenting when you sent me a message. You're building a stand for your Zaku. That's awesome. And then you watched a little of Neo Yokio. Yeah, I haven't watched any of that. I don't have Netflix at the moment. I went with Crunchyroll instead of Netflix as my streaming thing that I was going to focus on. But I probably should put a few more hours into that. I mean, that and YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. Right now I'm watching, I follow 3 different people that put up Hearthstone videos every day. I don't watch their streams. I just watch their Hearthstone YouTube videos. Cripanian, Crip, I watch a little bit of his stuff live. If I'm like waiting for other streamers to come on, because he streams so much. But yeah, I don't even follow the other people. But yeah, I watch a lot of Hearthstone videos now, and then I watch 2 people that stream lots of different games, but a lot of PUBG, which is what I watch mostly for streaming. There's a lot of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I don't play it as much as I would like. My PC that I'm generally do a lot of streaming. I stream on my laptop. I game on my PC, and that is kind of being a sluggish machine right now, which is frustrating. So great. So you're working on more 16th Central Journal pages, and then letters from the 1980s. That's awesome. Socrates, if you want to throw your link in the chat again for the work you do, feel free, because it's rad as hell. All right, so it wants me to load up the different rubber connectors in this ahead of time, so I'm going to do that, and then we will connect all this, and then there's this tiny little piece that I have to kind of put in. I will say I'm not going to bend this, but I'll show it to you in a moment. It does give you a kind of a guide of how it's supposed to look as you're putting it together, which is very generous of them. PCC is this one. Yeah, so I'm just going to start putting this stuff together. I'm glad that a few people are working on stuff. As always, if you're working on projects outside of streams, if I've encouraged you to start doing model kit building or to continue, or you got back into it on your own without my help, always feel free to send me a tweet. I'll always retweet those because I get a kick out of receiving them. Okay. All right. A lot of rubber pieces on these legs. PCM is this one. And of course I've got 2 of each, so it makes it a little easier to find them. I just don't want to screw any of this up. That's weird. Why is that like that? Okay. And then PC, and then we'll put that with this. And then I want PCD. D. Yeah, forgettable portfolios. That's awesome. It's very, very cool, and like a rad, cool use of Patreon as a way to, have a service like that without having to go full like it's a business model. It's your business. I'm not saying it's not your business, but it's a very cool use of Patreon. And okay, so now we've got all those pieces in place, except for this thing, which I have to figure out how it goes. So this piece sticks out like this. I don't know what this is for. It's one of those weird things where you're like, I don't know what this is doing. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out here together. And as always, I do it like this, and then the second one is real easy. Because once you do it the first time, doing the other leg will move much quicker. Because I've had all the experience of doing it. All right, so let's snap that together. Oh, someone asked me the other day if I've been watching Boruto, which I am not. For those that don't know, Boruto is the sequel to Naruto. Boruto is the name of Naruto's son. He has a daughter as well. I forget her name. And it is like the continuing adventures of the Hidden Leaf Village with all your favorite Hidden Leaf characters. It's not bad. I've only watched the first couple episodes, and then I stopped, and I'll probably eventually do it. But like, man, I watched so much Naruto, and then I stopped for years, and then caught back up. So like, because like it was ending, and I wanted to watch the ending when it came out, when everyone was watching. So I really got invested in finishing it, and I had to watch a lot of Naruto, and I was happy I did. But man, I watched, as I said, I watched a lot of that show to catch up, so I'm taking a little bit of a break from it. All right, so we're looking for some B's and some E's. E17 is this weird piece. I'll say this right now, folks. This is one of the more unique pieces I've seen. It's a ball joint, but it's like a double ball joint. And it's for as far as Gundam kit goes, I don't know if I've seen that like exactly like that before. It's pretty cool. All right, and then we need some B, and I'll need another E. I'll take another E out. Someone showed me their building table, which I thought was very, very cool because they were able to use like almost like a paper organizer or like a folder organizer, and they had all their sheets that way, which I thought was rad. If I had a bigger table space, I would definitely think about that because I thought that was a really cool solution. So great. You asked me what inspired to start this drum. So, 90s, I started doing builds as a relaxing thing because it was also very fun. I started doing lots of builds that way. Then I stopped, just got busy, got out of it, didn't build for a long time. And then a couple years ago when Austin Walker, now of Waypoint, was still at Giant Bomb. Uh, uh, Austin did for their year end of review thing. They did a bit for their end of the year videos as if they all were YouTubers and what their YouTube stream would be, and then or like streamers or YouTube people. And Austin did this thing of a gunpla club as if he was a person that did Gundam builds, and it made me like really want to do a stream. And then I didn't for a long time. And I always pitched to him, Austin, what if we did Build Club? Austin, what if we did Build Club? What if there was a Build Club and you and I did Build Club? Of course, I didn't know that while I was putting this, not super pressure, but some pressure on Austin that we should do this, he was getting a new job. And then now his video stuff, like live streams are all they can do. They don't really have, because they have this Disney show, Waypoint can't really do it. I always talked to Vinny about that idea because people were sending him kits in the mail. And of course, like, it was kind of my feeling that I was like, well, if they're sending him stuff, they would probably send more if we started. And that never worked out. And then I was like, well, why am I doing this? Why am I trying to do this on other people's streams? Why don't I just try streaming on my own? So to make a long story short, Socrates, I gave it a shot, and it immediately, people liked it, and I liked it. And then, I said, if nobody starts following, if that just like dries up, I'll let it go, and I'll figure something else out. I already have the webcams, and I'll do something else. But within like a month, I got affiliate, and then I got some subscribers pretty quickly, and I got some people showing a lot of interest in it, which is wonderful. Thank you all so much for that. So yeah, now I'm doing it. But I've always wanted to do something, some streaming, but there's so many game streams out there that I was like, I don't need to be another person that's doing me streaming a video game. Although now and again, I only did one so far. I'm going to do another Hearthstone bonus stream because I honestly really liked doing that. And a few people commented that they learned a little bit about the game from me playing and talking about it. So I think that's really cool. I got a couple weird decks that I'd love to play with, that I would love to do again. So that bonus will probably come in when I hit some kind of milestone. Yeah, Zorbs, I agree with you. I think that the person that sent me that, who I unfortunately can't remember who sent that to me, they had a really cool idea with using that divider to keep all their sheets in alphabetical order. It's probably just really easy that way. All right, so tiny ball on top. All right, we're going to work on the ankle. We're almost done with this leg. We're going to put it all together in a moment, and then we will put together some more armor around it. We're making moves here, folks. I love the master grade kits. I think that when they're hard, they're not super hard, and it just looks so much cooler. I'd always say start with the hobby grade, start with the high grade, whatever you want to call it. Start with the HG kit, but never be afraid to start with these kits. Pick a show, pick a thing, do the research, Google it, see about how hard it is to do them. But like, I don't know, while talking about why I'm doing this, I did this, and I just feel good about that. All right, we got more pieces. We got more B, which is all like leg armor here. So we will find our pieces here. 35. Yeah, I really love doing model kits, so I'm psyched that I get to do that. And I've had people who said they started doing kits again because of the stream, or they got back in, they started for the first time, and they've put together things, which I think is rad. And of course, there's just a bunch of people that like, I like to think that this is a positive stream with a pretty quiet chat, but a nice chat. But overall, the thing I'm very happy with is that people like to just have it on while they're doing stuff. That apparently it's pretty relaxing, and that makes me feel good because I want people to like this. It would be a bummer if you didn't like this because I've been working hard on it. All right. So let's keep working on the armor around our leg. HQ style 100 instructions. Yeah, Mr. Bob. Also, hi, Mr. Bob. I saw that the high grade style, so the real grade. Now somebody, I think, I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna actually, let's pause for a second. I'm gonna look this up. Sorry, I'm just gonna look up a thing. And so I had on my wish list a real grade kit. Now it might have gotten taken off because it isn't being sold anymore, but I think someone purchased it and was sending it to me. Now I don't know for sure if that's true, but I believe someone is sending me an RG kit, which I've never built. I've never worked on real grade. I've worked on a high grade, which is a little easy for me, master grade, and then the Gundam ones are kind of like real grade. Most of it was really easy, and then at one point it was really tiny pieces and really annoying. Those chrome pieces were really annoying. So for the most part, it's really easy. Speaking of which, hey, it's been 40 minutes. I'll put this in chat. Here in the chat is my Amazon wish list. No one is under any obligation to buy anything on that. But if you got some Amazon money, if you got gift cards, burn a hole in your pocket, I'll build them on stream. All those things. Those are things that would be cool. This is the show that I am doing on Friday, October, 6th at midnight or 11:59 p.m. That is the Improvised Postmortem. I will have a list tomorrow. I'll tell you right now that Giant Bomb's Abby Russell and friend of Giant Bomb and friend of All Gamers, Mike Drucker, are doing it. Possibly someone from Dorkly that's still, I'll say that on this stream. It hasn't been confirmed. I might have a couple people from the Drawfee Dorkly College Humor Collective. I'm still trying to nail it down. And then a bunch of people you don't know about. That'll be on my YouTube if you're not in New York. But if you're in New York, hey, come to that. And then this is the Cards Against Humanity show. I don't think they're going to film that. That's Cards Against Humanity. That's a Thursday night show at 8 o'clock, which is why I'm doing this show early next Thursday. I don't know if I don't think we're going to film that. They have the option to film that. And if they did, that would go up on, I guess, their YouTube. I don't know. I'm telling them we can film it there, but I don't know if we're going to. I think that's it. Links. Those are the things. Of course, on my Twitch page here on the info is how to subscribe, how to follow my Ko-fi donation page. All donations go into buying me more kits, all that stuff. I now have 2 kits on the burner. I have that the X-Wing, not the non-boosted X-Wing. And then I have the kit I'm going to do next from the main Gundam line, the main show universe. Everything we've been building so far has been from Gundam Wing or G Gundam, which are not canonical regular parts of the universe. The next one we're going to build is the first one from that universe. And I'm excited about it. So B-27 is there. And then B-26 is there. I know I'm a broken record sometimes about promoting things. The card show is selling well, so I'm not worried about that. But my show that Friday at midnight, hey, if you're a New Yorker, you want to pay $7 to see a very funny show, if you can come out, I would appreciate it, because that's a show that my guests are going to talk about it, but no one's going to really go to bat for me. That's on me to promote it. And I'd love to have some people in the audience for that. so I can keep doing it. I'd love to make the Improvised Postmortem a show that I do consistently in New York, or semi-regularly in New York, and go along with different themes. Like this one obviously is themed around New York Comic Con, because New York Comic Con is happening next week. Hey, if you're going to New York Comic Con, let me know you're going. I'm there. Let me know you're coming out. Say hi and all that stuff. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there all day Friday, all day Saturday, a little bit of Sunday. I'm coming in for Sunday just for a panel, and then running away as soon as I can so that I can go to work, because I decided not to take the night off, and instead enjoy Sunday, a little bit of New York Comic Con, but not all of it on Sunday, because Sunday's not that great. All right, that's it. That's the leg. We did it. We did it, y'all. So now we're going to build the exact same thing on the other side. There's no differences in these legs. It's exactly the same. It should come together pretty fast. Got another 45 minutes of the stream. We'll definitely get through this leg faster than we got through the other one, because I now have experience making it. So we start with the feet again. So we're going to go to A. And it's very easy to find these pieces. I'm not going to try to go too fast and make a mistake, because that would be a bummer. But I can do it a little faster than I would normally. And let's take this back piece out just while we do it. Got any questions, any comments? If you're building anything, if you're watching any anime, let me know. Because I don't know what new is coming out. I'm going to probably do that next week. Do my big, like, hey, what are people watching? Because like I said, I don't have anything right now, which is kind of weird. My three main shows all ended, so. Yeah, so great. Yeah, it's like, it is a weird thing where, I mean, it's all stuff I'm proud of and I think is cool. So I'm not too worried about, like, telling people, like, hey, check this thing out, because I think it's awesome. But I understand that sometimes people just want to be entertained and they don't want to hear about what I'm up to. But I also, like, I love doing this, so I want to keep doing this. So that's why I promote my donations page, my Amazon wish list. That's why I promote subscribers, when the fact that they're on sale until October 2nd. If you want to subscribe, it's half off if you're a first timer until October 2nd, and then it's regular price. Twitch just discounts their cut. I keep all the money that I would normally. So that is an option for some people, possibly, if they wanted to throw some support my way, because I want to keep doing this. I want to dedicate more time and energy. I would, in a dream world, I would do this 3 times a week. I don't want to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which are my nights off from work. I don't want to do all of those in a row. So I want to have a little bit of time. So I've been looking at that. Is it possible for me to have another night that I could stream? Maybe one day a week I don't do Build with Bear Workshop. I do game streams, or or something else. Or possibly, if my subscription numbers were high enough, I would try to once a week. Instead of doing that, we would do a board game show, like once a week. Something else that's a little different, which would require a lot more effort and energy. I dropped a piece, so now I have to find it. Nobody freak out. It's a big piece. It's a big piece of the leg, so it won't be hard to find. But I'm gonna keep talking while I look for that. I would love to do like a board game stream, but that would require having a lot more space than I have. So that would require renting space or using free space, and that's just a lot of effort and energy that I don't have right now. So that's one of the reasons why I'm pushing streams. All right. Where the heck did this piece go? Y'all, it's not a tiny piece. It's not like a little tiny piece of whatever. It's large. So It's weird that I can't find it. I'm going to look for another second. Then I'm going to get back into, we'll just build around it. We'll start doing other things. And then when it appears, I will put it back if that's off stream or whatever. Yeah, I don't know where that went. Oh, I found it. It bounced. Hold on a second. Found it. It bounced and skidded way far away from where it dropped, which is always the way. All right. Okay, so I'm back. We're back in it. Everything's great. I found the piece that I dropped. I won't let that happen again. All right, so what do I need? I need F. I also took a drink of water there because I've been talking nonstop. That's the thing. People say, oh, you actually don't stream a lot, many hours as other people do, which is true. It's very true. But because I'm doing builds, I have to keep up the conversation the whole time, which is I like chatting with all of you, especially like when you guys have, y'all have things you want to say. It's very fun to talk, but it is also like straight talking. Like when we did the Hearthstone stream, that one time we did the Hearthstone stream, it went so fast because the game was happening. I could take pauses. There was dialogue and sound, and it flowed in a way that I understand how people can stream for hours and hours for something like that. If I did a board game stream, I would be with a bunch of people, and so that would be way easier for me to move things along. But yeah, there's also I don't think anything's going to come of it. There exists the possibility that I might be working with a couple friends who you don't know. Nobody here would know. They're not the normal assortment of friends on a project with Lego, which would mean that would be the end of me ever doing another Lego set here, unless I got a really good deal on one. The possibility exists that I might do some Lego building with a company, which would be rad. It wouldn't be on this stream; it would be on their stream, like me co-hosting a show. That's like pie in the sky. What if we did this kind of stuff? But it made me excited because that's what I wanted from this. Is I wanted this to become something more. Something that I got to do more often, and if it meant that drop the thing happens, and it was an interesting idea to see if there ever would be interest in having me do more streams for people, like join other people's streams and help out with that. So once again, I dropped something and it went really far away, so now I'm going to go get it again. It pretty much landed exactly where the last piece ended up, which is weird. So I'm going to try to take my time a little bit more, slow down a little bit, and maybe I won't be dropping things like that, because that was weird. Also, like I said, it just landed exactly where the other one landed, and that was odd too. All right, so we got that going. I got one more piece to put on. It's G. Let me find G. I think this is G. No, that's D. This is G. Okay, great. Weird. This is like an odds and end piece here. I'm trying to get back into the right spots here. I apologize for that. I usually don't move around too much once we get settled. So yeah, I mean, the big dream for Build with Baer Workshop is that, one, I get to keep doing it, that I will find the time and energy and good response that I'll be able to build a channel. Like we're gonna do another giveaway. We're gonna give away the Ecto 1 Lego kit when we hit 30 subscribers. Right now we are at 18. We were up to 20, then down to 17. Now we're at 18. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep building that. Hopefully I'll get some people that use their Twitch coin to resubscribe. That would be rad as hell. But yeah, once that starts going, then it's all like, okay, what can we do to build it, get more people involved? I have high hopes for this stream and continuing to do cool things with it. I still want to start figuring out ways to do it at night and have guests, or to do maybe pre-tape segments with guests. I think that's like a thing I always wanted to do, was have creative people on. That might be like bonus streams, like the core main stream, and that third day might be like, oh, this is the afternoon weird one, where we look at stuff. A little peek behind the curtain. I had a conversation with a Twitch employee about partnership. I have not applied to be a partner. I don't think I'm ready to apply for that yet. I don't think I've had enough experience doing it. I don't think I have the numbers. But most people who are partnered stream 3 days a week. That's kind of like the minimum. And the hours aren't necessarily like bad, but there are exceptions to that. But that seems to be where people are at these days. So I'm, looking at that. I'm looking at ways that I can maybe do a third day, because that seems to be pretty important. But we'll see. That might be like an afternoon stream. The third day might be in the afternoon. So here, but that's still up in the air. No, don't quote me on that one. If anybody's got any questions in the chat about anything about this build, about anything else, or stuff going on, and they want to chat about, let me know. I know y'all. Some of y'all don't do the chat part. They just watch, and that's totally fine. I appreciate that. But got anything they want to throw in there? Feel free. Right now. I'll start thinking of any topics that I want to hit. So I got a few things I might want to talk about. And okay, so that goes like that. That's not what. Wait. Oh, okay. Took a second to figure out where one of these pieces wanted to go. Now I know. Yeah. Zorb says, I know he's super busy. Would love to see Vinny on with you. Yeah, I really want to do a stream with Vinny. I know he loves building. So there's kind of very loose talk about us doing something together. Maybe for Extra Life, maybe I could come in for the Giant Bomb East when they're doing Extra Life and do some building with Vinny. And that, I can't say for sure that's going to happen. I don't want to put pressure on them. It's something I'd love to do as a way to help kids, and then also find the time to do that, because if it's work related, then you can make the time. I mean, Vinny could certainly talk about woodworking, but Vinny also could just build a Gundam with me. I'm sure he has a model kit or two that he's been waiting to do. We'd also talked about getting the same kit and racing, which I'm not interested in necessarily racing, because that can get tricky. The competitive nature, that's when you make mistakes. And with like Lego builds, you can kind of adjust that. Sometimes with model kits, if you screw up, you have screwed up. All right, so we're basically putting in the same pieces we put in the last time. We're doing the lower part of the leg that has lots of these rubber pieces. So we're going to do that. We're going to go to C is this one. And like I said, like I did with the other one, I'm going to do my best to not mess this up anywhere. do all the pieces that I need to do right when I need to do them right. Because I don't want to have to do this part again because I've already done it once. Yeah, I understand. So great. It's like your thing is very like it could be a promotional tool for you so that people could see how you do things, and that could be very beneficial, but it also could be a little peek behind the curtain too much, and kind of ruin the magic. Even if you did like a chat and then, showed like sped up footage or something, that might be interesting for some folks. Like the doing the slow motion cam and then speeding it all up and letting people see how the magic happens. All right, so this is getting annoying. PCD. Apologize. One piece that just didn't want to go in right, which is now going in right, which is great. And then what is that one? M. Yeah, I really got excited about streaming for a while. I've wanted to do it, and this became the thing that made the most sense of any of the ideas that had been popping around of possible things I could not build, but like do. Because especially when you had the benefit of creative and IRL becoming a thing here on Twitch, it meant that I didn't have to do like YouTube streams. I could be part of a thing that is meant to be streaming, and that was exciting to me. And then finding out about the affiliate program was good too, and getting the affiliate has been nice. I mean, I'm thrilled with. I have over 200 subscribers. I wish. I have over 200 followers, which is a really large number and is great considering how little time I have been doing this, and the fact that I only do it 2 days a week means a lot. I've been consistent. I've only missed one day, or I missed 1 week because of PAX, and I'm figuring out other ways to do that. Like when I go to PAX Unplugged in Philly, I will do I'll do a Thursday stream, and then I'm going to try to do something on Saturday. I'm looking to stay in an apartment, which would make it a lot easier for me to stream because I would be in a residence and I wouldn't be dealing with bad hotel Wi-Fi, and I could get like wired connection in someone's home, and that would be great. Zorbs, you did a Photoshop stream. Yeah. Oh, art streams. I love watching people's process when it comes to that because I have no artistic ability in me. So it's always fascinating to watch people who are great at that stuff do the work. I find that fascinating. And Socrates, your anniversary show, that sounds like a great idea. Of like, hey, let me show you some stuff. Like, let me show you a couple of my favorite pieces. Or you could do something like, here's what I don't do anymore. Here's what I've learned. Like, show like the stuff that you're like, I used to do it like this. What was I thinking? That kind of stuff could be really rad and informative, but also, promotional, which is part of what we're doing here. Is getting people excited about it and getting people excited about what you do. All right, so we got to put some armor on, and we're going to build that ankle again. I'm going to do the ankle first. Get that over with. E16. We're getting there. Getting a lot done. It's moving pretty quick. We might get to the wings today. I don't know for sure. We're at least going to finish this leg. I know that. I know that by the end of the stream, we're going to finish that leg. And okay, so that's that. There's only 2 little things left here on E. E is almost done, which is great. Some people like saving. I don't necessarily care about saving these. I'll save extra pieces, like backup pieces, but not saving like empty sheets. I'm not into that. Some people are. Some people love it. They want to keep all of it exactly the way it was. I'll keep all stickers and anything like that, but I usually don't keep the empty sheets. I might keep the sheet if it's got a bunch of extra pieces, like alternative hands, which I believe this one has, like hands that are gray instead of the white hands, the off-white hands. So I might save that. I don't know. All right, let's get some armor on, then we'll get the leg put on there. This is all B. I always keep the box. Now, even when I wasn't planning on mailing these out, which is what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be sending them out, even when I built them on my own back in the day, I always kept the box. When I had the first apartment I moved to New York had a fake fireplace in it, which was really cool. And my roommate said I could do whatever I wanted and put anything I wanted there. So I put all my kits on top of the fireplace. I don't have any place to display anything. My desk site's Hell Custom that we built in the stream. I'd love to put that out somewhere. I just don't have the room for it right now. I'm going to try to find a spot to display that because I think it turned out rad. But I always keep them in the box. And then, of course, now that I'm mailing things out, I will mail them in the box, wrapped inside the box and the box wrapped out. I should check in with Hygarian, who won the Shining Gundam that I built, the very first thing we built on stream. I should see if Hygarian got that yet. Okay, so this is here. This. Just have to remember where this goes so that oh, it's right there. Great. And then that would be right here. Great. I don't know why that's like that. It's weird. Okay. So we'll put that there. And then so right there. All right, great. And then that goes into our leg. Oops. What is slowing me down? Something is jammed somewhere. Hold on 1 second. This piece is supposed to slide in and out. Oh yeah, unboxing figs. Yeah, that's not like yeah, boxing stuff like what you're doing so great. It's like that stuff rules. Like I would never like on stream like I think okay, so the only time that I think I would ever like make a YouTube video of any of these Gundam kits that I've been building and be like, "Hey, check this out," is if I bought a perfect grade or if someone bought me a perfect grade kit, then I would be like, "Okay, let's off stream in a separate video look at this perfect grade kit," because those are actually really impressive and they look amazing. Yeah, a lot of those, a lot of streamers love watching. A lot of YouTubers love watching those kinds of streams. They love seeing those things, especially like gachapon kind of videos. The videos where you don't know exactly what's inside the thing you're getting. That's really interesting. People really like that. Or there's there's dinosaur things that come out of eggs, and you don't know what's hatching until it does. That seems wild in a way that I was like, this is not for me. But the people it is for are like real into it. So I'm like, I'm not trying to judge. I was just like, I don't get this. Huh. Oh, okay. I was putting the front on the back. That's why that looked wrong. That looked very wrong. I was putting this armor on, and I was like, why is this so very wrong looking? It looked very wrong because I was putting it on so it was covering the hole that will connect it to our crotch area. And that was wrong of me. All right. That's yes, Wanderwop. This is the Wing Zero custom. So the master grade kit for the Wing Zero. We'll show that. It's the Wing, yes, Wing Gundam Zero, master grade, which is the cool addition there. That's what we're working on. We're working on some legs. Loot crate stuff is incredibly popular. Yeah, there are people who are like don't get it every month, but love seeing what other people are getting. I remember I had a bunch of friends in LA who were in the comic book world, and you would know that other people had Loot Crate because everyone would wear the shirt that came out. Yeah, this is a great kit. I'm excited to be working on it. As far as this show goes, I obviously did the Death Scythe first because Death Scythe is my favorite Gundam of all time. So of course I had to do the Death Scythe, and then eventually we'll do like the early Death Scythe, like we've done the Hell Custom, the second version of it, and eventually we'll do the first because I want to. I should put that, yeah, sooner or later. That's one of those things where like that's not on the wish list because I'm just gonna build it. Like that's inevitable that I will get. That I will eventually have built all versions of the Death Scythe. Like that's like there's no like if and or buts on when it comes to that. Nope, that's wrong. Just trying to figure out. There it goes. And great. Okay. All right. So those are our two legs. So we're going to put the legs on, and then we're going to put on the sides of our dressing here, our tunic. So let's put the legs on first, because otherwise those pieces will just fall off, which is what happens with a lot of these kits, is the pieces around here are the ones that are actually a little loose. Come off. So we already got our legs together, and then I need the last two pieces of sheet D and A. That's two. All right, our snipper clips are working pretty well on this. I'm trying to make sure that I don't snip anywhere I don't need to, but also trying to make it so that I don't have to go back and really touch them up anywhere. Looking pretty good. All right, so that's D2 on. So that's the end of this sheet. The sheet is over. I throw it away. Throw it to near where my trash is so that I can get to it later. All right, and then we're going to A16 and A. Yep, right here. Yep, sheet is defeated. It is done. That always feels good when you've got one of these done, because that means that you're trucking along with these kits. I'm gonna beat that kit. All right, and attach that. We attach that. As I said, these are the pieces that always pop off the easiest. There's just no good way to do it, as far as I can tell. And make sure they're always on. Luckily, neither of our legs are loose. Occasionally that happens, that one of the leg joints is loose and you gotta throw a dot of glue in there, and I hate that. I'd rather just have it all work like it's supposed to. And all right, we hit 9. Great. And that pops in there. Hell yeah. All right. And then let's see if this works without anything. When you're doing this kind of stuff, I'm trying to stay away from the head, because I don't want to break the crown or any pieces of that. So I'm trying to attach it where it is stable, because you have to put some pressure on that. And I did it. Okay. Whew. All right. So we're together. Got finger guns going. All right, we are the basic. Most of our Gundam is done. If this was a very simple, boring Gundam, this would be it. But this Gundam has wings, so we're going to build some wings. We're at least going to get the wings started. We're definitely going to finish the wings on Saturday because there's only a couple pages left of this kit. So we got to do like some wing stuff and then like guns, and then we'll be done. But we're going to get a crack on it. We're going to do the full hour and a half today. I'm going to take a sip of water here. All right. Great. So let's start the wings. Like I said, we're not going to get too far into it, but we're gonna take a crack at it. Gonna pull our wings up. I put these aside. Okay, so we need G7, which is okay. That's the other G piece, and these are C 1 and 2. Great. So we're looking at G and L and G. So let's find L. And this is also G. And I have to find L, which I don't remember what L looks like. L is a sheet that I've only pulled 2 things off of. Got that now. L looks to be mostly the like insides of the wings in order to connect them. So that's cool. So we'll find L4. That's H actually. Looks like L, but it's not. Please bear with me as I find what L looks like. Like I said, these are sheets that we haven't really used, so they're going to take me a second to find them. But once I start working on one wing, the other wing will come together very, very fast because I will have gotten very used to doing it. This is what we needed. Here we go. I found it. We got it. So right now, Socrates asked about where I display. I don't have anywhere to display. I wish I did. I have them in my bedroom, kind of like on a dresser, but it's not like a lot of them. The ones I've built on the stream, I don't have anywhere. They're just back in their box, and I have a collection of boxes in the in order that I built them. And then my hope is to, at a certain point, have the time and effort and energy to be able to put them, the ones that I do own that are mine, that I'm keeping, to be able to display them. Like right now, I have some Transformers out, and then I'm gonna put, when I can, I'm gonna put my Gundam Death Scythe Hell Custom out, the Endless Waltz Custom, because it's beautiful, and I'd like to display that. All right, so a lot of this right now is being slow and meticulous because I've never done this part. And then when I get this kind of figured out, it'll be easier to put the other pieces together. As always, I don't want to ruin anything, so I'm trying to be slow with it. All right, so that goes. Don't know where that goes. Okay, so that goes like that. Got it. And then this goes that, I guess. That makes sense, okay? Yeah, you know, eventually these all make some sense, but it's still, I'm still like trying to be tentative with it because these are all custom, very unique pieces, right? So obviously, what you don't want to do is mess up one of these because you don't have a backup. Some of my other pieces, some of my other things, you know, hey, I broke the crown. Okay, well, I've got a bunch of other kits I could pull something off of. I could get a Gundam wing replacement kit. I could get some custom pieces that people do. People like making custom things. I could make something like that happen, probably. I don't know where this goes yet. Oh, so that goes like that. That goes there. That's cool. Okay. I'm starting to figure this all out. I have to, like I said, I'm going to try to be careful. L21 is this. That's this one. All right. All right. L21 goes on. And then I need, L20. Tiny little, oh, these are tiny little pieces here. This is maybe the smallest piece of anything in this kit. I'm going to be very careful with it. And it's just a stopper. I don't even know how I could just do it like that. It's just the stopper, so it's very tiny, very small. I was like very surprised when I saw that piece. I was like, what is this? So that goes into here, and that goes into here. I believe a lot of this is like, whoa, what is happening? Not that Will Smith is hosting my stream. All right, for the last 10 minutes or so, that's great. Thank you. Not that Will Smith. You also spooked me. Good. You really scared the crap out of me with that. Did not see that coming. All right, so I guess this is like a running, like a track kind of runner. Seems to make some sense. And then if I do it like that, I do that. And this makes sense now. It didn't at first, but now it seems to make more sense, which is not helpful to you, I'm sure. You, the viewer, are like, what are you talking about? What do you mean this makes more sense? But yeah, these pieces all interlock, I think, and for some reason it's not doing it exactly the way I want it to. There we go. Okay, I got it. Oof, that's going to be easier on the second one. I'm sure. But the basic premise is that it allows these wings to spread apart. I'm being careful with it because it could all pop together until I put the other part of it on, which we're going to do now. Oh no! Sorbs, yep. You bought the wrong kind of stand. That's annoying. So yeah, now you got to buy the right stand for the right thing, and then you got to buy another stand for the right thing. Hey, hello, viewers that came in because of Not Will Smith, I assume. I want to hit a follow button on me and follow along. We're getting towards the end of our stream here. We got 10 minutes left in the stream because I run on Thursdays 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern. But on Saturdays, I run from 9 p.m. till 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So if I clock out and you wish you had been able to watch a little bit more, you could always check me out on Friday. Also, youtube.com/PatBaer is where you find archives of every one of my streams. Since I only stream 2 days a week, it's a lot easier for me to do archives of my streams because I'm only doing 3 hours a week of streaming. So yeah, you can always check those out and watch the archives. Thanks for watching, and thank you to all my usual people that are watching that. Reminder in the last 10 minutes here that this is September is happening until October 2nd, where you can get sorry, I'm trying to do this right and not mess this up. Yeah, so the thing about September is till October 2nd. If you want to subscribe to a channel it is half off until October 2nd, and that's the cut that they make. That is out of Twitch's cut, and it is cool for me if that's something you want to do. This is going to take a second. I'm just trying to figure this out. So I know that this piece goes here, this piece goes there, right? I know that. So where does this go? These go like that then. Saying this goes like that, I understand that's not awesome talk. But we are coming towards the end of the stream. And so please forgive me for being a little less coherent than I might normally be. But we're getting close to the end here of our stream. We're going to finish up this wing, and then we will get ready to start our next wing on Saturday. And on Saturday, I can't imagine something going wrong that we don't finish this whole thing. Finish the wings, build the gun, put it all together. I think that's definitely going to happen on Saturday. This wing is being a little annoying. Got it. Okay. So let's finish this wing off. L3. We'll lock all this stuff in place. We're going to cough. Pardon me. I apologize for that. It's unprofessional. All right. So we'll do this. And great. That locks it into place. Makes all this kind of work. And then, yeah, this thing just doesn't. This part of the wing just doesn't like it. Just doesn't like things. Should be okay, but right now it just, I kind of want to lock it in place and leave it in place until I've gotten it all together. All right, so last step we'll do here is, before we close out, is we will add in some of our feathers. Now these feathers are cool. They're rubber. They're different. They're different sizes. I'm gonna move that aside. And it's one of the things that makes this kit so unique. I really like them. I like the use of rubber in some of these kits. And so I want to be particular. I want to get the right sizes in the right location. And then we'll be ready to move on to our final steps on finishing this off at another date. Put that there. That's one swivels. That's cool. And then 6. These are, even though it's rubber, still very easy to cut, which is nice. 4 and then 2. And I'm going to kind of lay them out where they should go in the right order, so it'll be easier for me to attach them. Great. I'll put that aside. And then find out where they go. And they mostly go this. And they just kind of snap on. And they allow a lot of freedom of movement, which is very cool. As you can see, they involve some movement, but not too much. And looks cool, I think, on both sides. And then there'll be another piece that will go on. There will be more from these that rig together, the other sides of the wings. And we're going to do that on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So to review, we did our legs, we did our crotch area here, we combined everything together, put it all together. Base kit is done. It looks fucking rad. He's got finger guns ready to go. And now we're working on the wings. And then the cool thing about the wings is, like, I just want to show, like, they're so big. Like, obviously it'll be out and up and it'll be a whole thing and be able to go around, but, like, just look how tall the wing is. I'm so excited about that. I love these details. I think they're so cool. I can't wait for all you to see how this looks when it's all said and done and put together. Right now, I'm going to go away. Thank you very much for watching. The links are down below. Info on twitch.tv/PatBaer, youtube.com/PatBaer, twitter.com/PatBaer. I'm Pat Baer everywhere. I'm on Instagram. It's Pat Baer, but don't go to my Instagram. I never use it. Thanks so much. I will see you all on Saturday, hopes for, and then watch the archives on my YouTube. Like and subscribe, follow, all that stuff, and bye-bye.